Morning, James Thomas looking after the breakfast show today for the rest of this week and next week as well, as Ben Prater is taking some well-earned time off. And why not? Can we just call him on holiday just to annoy him? No, I think that's against the rules of annual leave. Anyway, more to come through the papers later on this morning, and we're going to be out on a grass verge as well. We send all our reporters to the most glamorous of spots, don't we? That's to come a little bit later on in the programme. First of all, 7:33, and ignore the weather yesterday and also a bit of what's coming up today, because with the risk of sounding a bit Donald Trump about it, Wiltshire has some of the most fantastic walks, glorious views in the county. They're the best ones, folks. Great views. Wiltshire's the best. Wiltshire's the best. Somerset, no. Rubbish. Fake news. It's the best here. But there is a bit of a trade-off, because Wiltshire is one of those places in the UK that you're more likely to pick up Lyme disease. And it's thought there are 3 times more cases than currently reported. Fascinating. Julia Knight is from Lyme Disease UK and joins me now. This issue, Julia, has been around for a while, isn't it? Do you think we should know more about Lyme disease?
I absolutely do. I think many of the cases that get missed are missed because of lack of awareness, not only amongst the public, but from the frontline medical professionals sometimes too.
Tell us what it is then, Julia, because I know that you've suffered from Lyme disease in the past. What actually happens?
So, Lyme disease is a bacterial infection that's carried by infected ticks. Now, not all ticks carry the infection, but sadly they don't come with a label on them. So the most important thing is to prevent a bite in the first place, if at all possible, and know what to do if you have been bitten.
And what are the kind of symptoms of it after you've been bitten? What actually happens?
Well, some people around the area that they get bitten get a very distinguishable rash, which is colloquially known as a bullseye rash, because it can resemble a target where it grows in size over a few days. It doesn't appear straight away. It normally takes a few days to appear. But it's good to keep in mind that not all rashes show the rings. They can be solid red.
And what are the symptoms after that? I mean, do you start feeling a fever? I mean, how bad can it actually get?
So if you get the rash, that is diagnostic for Lyme disease in itself and should be treated straight away. If you're one of the people who don't get a rash and you think you might have been bitten, or you've been bitten, look out for a flu-like illness. It can take a few weeks to come, not just immediately. Headache, neck ache, very flu-like at a time of year that you wouldn't expect to get the flu. Fever. If you think you've been in an environment where you could have been bitten, get some advice.
And how dangerous can it actually get? Is it, life-threatening? Is that too serious? Or, how dangerous is it?
It's very rare for it to be life-threatening, but the problem is it needs to be diagnosed and treated really promptly. And if that's missed, it can go on to cause lots of problems in the body. For instance, I didn't realise I'd been bitten, became very ill after being in a forest area for a few weeks. Didn't really know, I just felt a bit off. And after about 5 months, I had a complete health crash, and I was bedridden for a little while and housebound for 7 years.
Gosh, so it really can impact on your life massively. And we're hearing this morning that it's being caused a lot by warmer weather conditions as well. Why is that happening? Is that just because the ticks like it when it's warm in Wiltshire?
Well, the thing is, I'm not a scientist, but typically, the tick's life cycle starts from early spring to late autumn, late October, early November. But last year, we get people coming to us for advice all the time. Last year, because we had such a mild winter, we got people coming to us all through the winter. So that anecdotally does say something.
All right, Julia, thank you for your time this morning. Julia Knight from Lyme Disease UK, and being just told to look out for that a lot more. I mean, particularly here in Wiltshire, a lot of countryside and a lot of insects and that sort of thing hanging around. And particularly in the warm weather, we're being told that Lyme disease is more prevalent. So Julia Knight from Lyme Disease UK with us this morning.